What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations?
We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do that best is now no longer with us.
Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Cordofa.
Cordofa? Alright, what would you like to know about?
First, I'd like to ask you about this key.
Huh? What about this key?
I found it sticking out of Mr. Cohen's pocket. I believe it was originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct?
Upon closer inspection, it seems like this key is shaped like a butterfly.
And that's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife.
Oh! How fascinating!
Is it possible the ambassador didn't know about the existence of the key?
In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess the knife might be from when we used to be part of Cordofa.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
It has both Cordofia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Cordofia.
Ambassador Palino, the key was stolen from the Cordofian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu.
Oh, really?
You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time?
I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Papal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he'd probably know about what happened back then.
Mr. Koshin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. That doesn't explain why I found the Yatagaratsu's key here in the present.
Oh, is this a prosecutor's badge? It has a very cool design. Ah, I know. We should start selling items like these as souvenirs in Babao. The tourists will probably go nuts over them.
Please don't compare a proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir.
The Kingdom of Albast still produces the very luxurious Cordofian paper, which is renowned for extremely high quality. The Republic of Babal is the sole producer of Balvise ink, which is made from wick crystal and is known to generously offer coupons. So between them they can make a perfect book. I'm still supposed to actually present these. Isn't that about our great embassy? How'd you like our pamphlets?
I feel indifferent about them, to be honest. I'm just using this as evidence.
Oh, that's too bad. In that case, I guess I'll just have to try harder to make more charming ones. I just had a flash of inspiration. We should make all of our pamphlets into coupon books.
Its expectations of what a coupon can do is just a tad hyperinflated. Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this.
I think you would like to know more about the case than I. Let me make it up to you for not knowing anything about that with these coupons.
thank you. However, I feel I must decline.
The statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you think? I was wondering, what would you say to changing its name to the Steel Samurai statue? It just might attract a few more tourists to our country if I did, right?
I'm not sure what to think. I thought that thing was a national treasure.
Oh dear. If people were to find out a murder occurred at our embassy, the number of tourists would plummet, as would our revenues. It's a disaster. What are we going to do?
You really does seem worried. Perhaps I should refrain from bringing it up.
Mars Edgeworth?
What is it?
Let me tell you something. You're currently my subordinate. If you wish to convince everyone else of that, you'll speak to me with respect.
What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Franziska.
Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact you're still under me.
I thought Franziska was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So why is she here at the embassy?
I was investigating at the Alabastion embassy when I got wind of this mess.
That's right, the Yatagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an accident at the Kingdom's embassy as well. I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Republic embassy.
Oh, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh?
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Kingdom embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being here. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is he perhaps trying to be the Yakagaratsu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay?
You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl.
Kay's been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? The Yatagarasu sent a card saying I'll be here to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sir? It's a breach of contract and it's going on the rep sheet.
If you ask me, I'm pretty fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatagarasu. Ms. Von Karma, what do you think of this piece of evidence?
Well, since you asked so nicely as my subordinate, I'll answer you. However, as your superior, I must also make sure my subordinates go on the job. Therefore, please gather your own thoughts together first and try presenting again.
A simple I don't have any thoughts about that would have sufficed.
Would you mind not pointing that in my direction? It's dangerous. And anyway, why are you showing it to me?
I have no particular reason.
If you have no reason, why don't you bring that dangerous subject near? Don't you bring the dangerous subject near me? Do you understand?
Are you sure that's oblivious to the irony in that statement? She lets loose that dangerous riff of hers for no reason all the time.
It appears he died of a stab wound. Whoever did this has a lot of nerve. I just can't fathom what could have led the killer to turn a knife against a man.
I just can't fathom what the prosecutor is lashing out with her whip is thinking.
What about your prosecutor's badge? I have one too, you know.
Yes, so you do. But seeing as I'm not currently a proper prosecutor, I thought I'd give presenting a try.
Is that any way for you to act towards your superior?
As if threatening of whipping is the proper way of lecturing someone.
Right,
There are still some burnt objects scattered on the floor.
Burnt things get burnt, they become burnt things, you know.
No, because there's no way to prove that the burnt thing started out as a burnt thing.
Was it a burnt thing or not? I've no idea what's what anymore, sir.
Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard to find someone with a burnt out light bulb to comprehend. Sorry, but Interpol isn't conducting an investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near this site. If I let you examine this site, my superior would get really angry at me.
You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy. Why don't we just do as he says?
Yes, I suppose I might as well. Okay, you're right.
you believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it right?
Of course I don't. I promised to prove it wasn't you.
That's enough chit-chat. We can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can.
No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true.
Go ahead and try then if you're that confident.
Can't allow this to continue this way. Must prove her innocence post-haste.
Right then. I think it's time to put some puzzle pieces together.
We know for a fact that Yatagaratsu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Koshin's pocket, which leads me to think perhaps that the key is to the personal safe in this office.
Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket literally turned out to be the key in the next piece of the truth. What do we have here?
Hey, there's no inside. Do you think the Yatagaratsu made off with everything, sir?
No, Detective. I believe all we need is a closer look.
Looks like such a serious safe, but there's not a scrap of paper inside. Which reminds me, the safe in your office is just as empty, eh, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's merely a coincidence both safes are empty, Detective.
Make it a triple coincidence because my piggy bank at home's empty too.
I don't think there's anything coincidental about that, Detective.
Not a scrap of paper, huh? What's this then?
What is this here? Looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more like it's stuck in the safe.
You're right, it won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it.
Which is it then? False bottom or false back?
I don't think I've seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange, it's the safe.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to this safe is that even just eyeballing it, you can see the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper's stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of the safe. In other words, the safe is a second compartment.
What?
I suppose you are correct in asserting that the paper stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, then there's a second compartment. How do you go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there's no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there's one more spot of interest to me on this safe.
Oh?
And I believe that spot is the keyhole to our second mystery lock.
It's a safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer.
There's an hole here, sir.
It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole.
That's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? Shaped kind of like a star, don't you think, sir?
Detective, hard to call the shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole.
Gotta be some reason why the old shape's so weirdly, you know.
Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm overthinking things. Oh, there's no way I could ever do that. Oh, that's getting old.
Detective Gumshoe, can you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me.
It opens with the knife.
Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Franziska?
The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. Just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Koshin, made so the safe had two compartments in order to hide something. You honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to be the hidden half? To look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
You can't be serious. Are you saying this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I'll prove it to you right now. That the Yatagaratsu's key is the key that will open it.
The Yatagaratsu's key? Mars Edgeworth, this better be a very bad joke.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagaratsu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe.
We know that the key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than of the key.
Come on, Franny, use your brain for once.
Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagaratsu's key was originally made to open Mr. Coachman's safe in the Kodothian embassy. We confirmed this is a fact by opening this door to the safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see?
What are you talking? Ah!
It appears you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape of the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous!
Because it looks like a knife and was used to kill Mr. Faraday like 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever's hidden inside the secret section
must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that I've been searching for us inside. Scuffy, hurry up and open the safe.
Yes, sir. Open it now, sir. These items, they're...
It's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're bits of art. You're in the way. Move, Scuffy.
I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been sold from various countries around the world.
The Yatagaratsu's key. I figured as much. These are the treasures in the section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe there's more thorough examinations required. Excuse me. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one.
Scuffy, do not touch the valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Vi, do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break?
Is it just me or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? This is the document we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about.
What do you fucking think?
Beats me, sir. Why don't we first take a look before we give up, Detective? Mr. Coachman's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is.
Come on, Edgeworth, really?
It appears we found the key that the Yatagaratsu, no, Miss Yu, stole 7 years ago.
Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she's going to back to return it.
I don't think she's trying to be so kind as to do such a thing, Detective.
Okay, then what do you think, sir?
Callisto Yu. For what reason did she steal the key? To build this sort of trick into one safe is really something.
Yeah, it's neat how the safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is at the other end of the key was another key. I totally ain't noticed.
I wonder if Mr. Kochin was just as paranoid or if he had the secrets of that greater value.
Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid I was going to stab myself.
Oh, please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty.
Yes, sir.
Well, that would seem to be everything.
Okay, maybe it's not.
Let's try talking to some folks, see if that brings up any...
Oh, I couldn't see that for all the fucking debris.
Is this knife the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on it matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose this means we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
Knife's got some real fancy automation going on, eh, sir? Automation? That's a big word for you, Gumshoe.
His face practically screams artsy at me too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy.
But the handle is pristine, not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. Very beautiful.
More cursory glance around the body. Okay, now I think I have something that'll connect now. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Bahalese species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here.
This knife is property of the Republic of Bahawal. Perhaps this means the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room?
Dirty secret?
Franziska, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me this was no coincidence.
In that case then, the person we're looking for is here in the Balinese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation.
I think I just might need to ask Franziska about her smuggling case in more depth. Franziska, when we last talked, you said you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that too?
Yeah. After analyzing the intel we gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. Aha.
This accounting document?
It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Godofia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Elbast and Bahal is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring.
That's Franziska for you. She's amazing pursuing this case with all she has. Well, there we go then. Sorry for being so hasty about the documents in here. Oh dear. If people were to find out a murder occurred at our embassy... There's still some on display on this rack, sir. The knives, yeah.
We were able to finally obtain the proof of the smuggling operation for Interpol. So remember to take extra care and handle it, my subordinate.
She's enjoying the power of calling me her subordinate just a tad too much. Okay, this is silly.
The two documents in here go with the third document we just found there. So, what do I have to do now to make the story move on? Oh my god, don't tell me. I can't believe there's a secret door inside the safe. Guess stuff inside must be really, really important. Yes, they appear to be quite important. The little figures and stuff. I wonder how much they're worth. Knowing they're stolen merchandise, I'd say they're probably priceless. Their value's probably worth more than what you could ever hope to make in your lifetime. What? You're kidding, right, sir? They're so small. We're all talking about purchasing it with your salary, detective, so... I guess this piece of paper must be pretty valuable too, right? Yes, I'd assume so. I'm actually quite curious about them. Even if they're not physically worth much, great care was taken to hide them, which means they must be very important documents to someone. I wonder if the papers in the safe may relate to that other document. What do you notice about this piece of evidence, detective? Well, I don't really sense anything special about it, but the embassy's a different story. I see. I'm not really sensing anything special from you either, sir. Well, I'm sensing a special look at your monthly salary, detective. What do I do? What do I do? Do you know anything? No, you don't. I didn't present the knife.
But you might not pointing that in my direction. It's dangerous. Anyway, why are you showing it to me?
For fuck's sake. I've got the full tick here, I've got the full tick there, I've searched the whole bastard place over. Well, shit, I think I'm going to have to look this one up, I'm afraid. I'm stupid. I'm very, very, very stupid. I forgot that a deuce bottom was a thing. I'm tired and burnt. And very stupid. Take a good look at these documents, Franziska. It says there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible your page was taken from this set of 3?
Well, certainly looks that way.
By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems you have now found what you were looking for.
Yeah, and with this it's become crystal clear. Mr. Caution himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Balhees Inc.
Balhees Inc?
Balhees Inc. is a special partner to the Republic of Babahal. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
And the reason is?
That's classified on a need-to-know basis until the need-to-know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Kosyan.
His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation.
Oh, but it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment upon with my own whip of justice.
Even if he's dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds.
You're supposed to whip a dead man? I'm not interested.
Franziska, you must know that Manny Kochin was the suspect in the KG-8 incident.
Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring. There's a matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved.
Thank God.
Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, this girl's the only one it could be? Come along quietly, Yatagarasu, Kay Faraday. You're under arrest for the murder of Manny Koshin. Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here, and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes.
What's that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu, and most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she's the Yatagarasu.
Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. How many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Very well. I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Koshin.
Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of.
They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting the Yatagarasu committed murder eluded us.
Of course, I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Balinese embassy right away. And that's also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl.
Ugh.
In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight.
Hold it!
The confusion caused by the fire? Are you saying the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire?
A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire.
Sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears. Oops.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that doesn't prove she's a killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secrets." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Koshin for the key.
I see. Her logic is sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It just might be the opening I need.
Hold it!
I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default.
No, but if you saw the self-purported Yatagarasu standing in front of the body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself?
Even so, I'd still listen to what the person had to say before I passed judgment.
Ha! You're talking about yourself and those times when you were under suspicion?
I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience. I personally know that feeling really well, sir.
And given my situation, I know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it. Ever. Are you done with your little group conference?
So Agent Sheena suspects Kay of murder simply because Kay is the Yatagarasu. If I can prove the Yatagaratsu's goal is not related to murder, I may be able to begin to reason with her.
Hold it!
You're claiming Kay knew that a foreign country's embassy had such documents?
As stated in the calling card, the Yatagaratsu was out to steal a dirty secret. Which means the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents. You have it all wrong. It was the fate that sent that card. Your words are meaningless. If you're truly innocent, let's see some proof. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I leave it to you to handle this.
Yes, I'd rather you did. The Yatagaratsu's girl, huh?
You can claim she's innocent, but you can't change the facts I've already outlined.
Objection!
Damn.
This piece of evidence proves a glaring flaw in your logic.
That piece of evidence in my testimony? Actually, it proves the absence of a flaw in my logic and the persistence of one in yours.
Ugh, I was mistaken?
I'll just continue with my testimony now.
There's a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. It would appear the handle on this knife was removable. I guess people can change it whenever they feel like it, so...
So people can change it whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir.
I don't think people remove the handle just for fun, Detective.
You know, fidget toys and all that.
So this is what took Mr. Koshin's life. Some of his blood still on the blade.
I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my days. But knives that were just used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear.
Yeah, some like guns. This is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just like how this one's particularly drenched, eh, sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow.
No, it didn't. It was swapped out. But anyway.
Objection!
Nope.
Even you can't talk your way out of a contradiction this piece of evidence points out.
I guess not.
I knew it.
Because I don't need to talk my way out of it.
But it's...
I don't like to waste time delving into subjects that don't warrant a response.
It would appear I was mistaken.
Oh, killed him for the key! Stupid! He had it on his pocket, idiot!
Objection!
Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you there's a flaw in your logic.
Oh?
Even if you claim she's the killer and the Yatagaratsu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagaratsu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. By the simple fact the documents are still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious the killer's target was not the safe at all.
Perhaps she didn't know Mr. Koshin had the key on him.
Objection!
If that's the case, why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact.
Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible she'd accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Really? Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. Oh. The fact still remains, Mr. Koshin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
You have no definitive proof it was Kay who committed the act.
Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes.
What?
Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence while we put her behind bars. The knife where the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is part of a special three-piece set which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument.
That's your definitive evidence?
You see now, she's definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear.
And you came in here because you were chasing the suspicious person?
That's right, I went into this office only because I was chasing after that person. When I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ah!
Who's there?
This is... I came into this room upon hearing the girl scream. When I saw her holding the knife, I restrained her.
So the object Kay fell by her feet on the floor is the murder weapon?
I had the knife analyzed right away, but failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in black coat who came to this room before me. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? I don't know, but they came in here. That sounds like the desperate excuse of a suspected killer and not trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust the girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, she has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with solid evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't.
Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, there must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, I'll try to counter my argument if you can.
Don't worry, I can and will.
Hold it!
True.
Does that mean you already have the results back?
We've confirmed the shape of the knife's blade matches the wound. Don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics with your own.
Objection!
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear, I hardly say your logic's sound, which we'll see in a bit.
If you can prove me wrong, by all means go ahead.
That's been my intention all along. Let's return to your testimony.
Hold it!
You mean to say you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes?
I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard the girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there motionless with a knife in her hands. I already told you I only came here because I was after the Yatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw come into this room. When I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something on my... Yeah, we know.
You found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet.
How many times do I have to tell you we can't trust the words of a suspect?
The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of a crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent?
I think I do. There is one piece of evidence I find a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again.
Objection!
Where's the blood on the handle?
The murder weapon was a knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. Why were those dupes getting so slow? This signifies at the time of the crime a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding has had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon.
It wasn't the real murder weapon.
This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. All to create the illusion Mr. Koshin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. That should clear up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay.
Your argument isn't airtight yet.
How so?
It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing?
I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they will the world is beyond comprehension to a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come see that Kay is and could not have been Mr. Kojin's killer. There's quite a bit of Mr. Kojin's blood on this blade. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I've become accustomed to seeing blood. This is not what's important right now.
Ah! What's this mark on here?
It is the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means.
Not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar.
And so they do. However, will this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer's clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Take that!
You can't be serious.
It appears you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives.
Ah!
This part of the knife handle has Babala's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it's undeniably Balahi's in design. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena?
After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Balhavanese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Woo! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What a great victory. Hey, why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we've got this far and clear Kay's name. What worries me now is what will happen next.
What's the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife here?
Do you mean, how'd this find its way to the Republic of Babahal? It didn't just find its way over, rather we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know, my brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run, now that's where the real great thief operates.
Kay?
Thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight.
Would you care to elaborate?
I understand now the girl didn't commit the murder. There's still the possibility she's the Yagataratsu. That again, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I'm the real Yatagarasu, not like the fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing?
The fact she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is most elegant proof. Mishina, yes. I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some impostor to claim my name as their own. The path of justice my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you two as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? Oh, I guess you better get going. Going? To there. The Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't know, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere by simply standing here thinking. We'll see where the Alabastian knife came from. I'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Mars Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Understood.